The 1979 United States quarter dollar, commonly referred to as the Washington quarter, represents one of the many coins struck by the United States Mint as part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932. This series was originally created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The D Mint mark on this particular coin signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint, located in Denver, Colorado, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing U.S. circulating coinage. The quarter is denominated at 25 cents, or 1/4 of a dollar, and has remained a central part of American currency since its introduction. The obverse, front, side of the 1979 D quarter features a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, who served from 1789 to 1797. This design was sculpted by John Flanagan, an American sculptor and engraver whose design has become one of the most iconic and enduring images in U.S. coinage. Washington's profile faces left, showing him in a calm and dignified manner that reflects the founder's ideals of leadership and integrity. Around the top of the coin appears the word liberty, one of the fundamental principles upon which the nation was founded. The placement of liberty on U.S. coins is not merely decorative. It symbolizes the nation's enduring commitment to freedom, independence, and the rights of the people. Just below Washington's chin, on the obverse side, is the national motto, "In God We Trust." This phrase, which first appeared on U.S. coins during the Civil War in the 1860s, became the official national motto of the United States in 1956. Its presence on the 1979 quarter serves as both a reflection of the country's spiritual heritage and a reminder of the moral foundation upon which its government was built. To the right of Washington's bust, just below the motto, is the mint mark D, identifying the Denver Mint as the production site. At the bottom of the obverse is the date, 1979, which indicates the year the coin was struck. The reverse, back, side of the 1979 D quarter showcases the majestic image of a bald eagle, the national bird and symbol of the United States. This powerful design, also by John Flanagan, depicts the eagle with its wings spread wide in a commanding posture. The eagle clutches a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend its freedom, while an olive branch beneath it signifies the desire for peace. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. This phrase originates from the early days of the Republic and represents the unity of the original 13 colonies that came together to form one nation. Surrounding the top of the reverse design are the words United States of America, and below the eagle, the denomination quarter dollar. Together, these inscriptions identify the coin's issuing nation and its face value. The 1979 D quarter belongs to the clad composition era of U.S. coinage. Earlier quarters from 1932 until 1964 were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper. However, rising silver prices during the early 1960s made it economically impractical to continue using precious metals in circulating coins. Beginning in 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel clad composition, which consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The total weight of the 1979 D quarter is 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a reeded edge. This combination of metals gives the coin a silver-like appearance while maintaining durability for everyday circulation. Millions of these quarters were produced, with the Denver Mint alone striking 489,789,780 coins in 1979, making it one of the most common dates in the modern clad quarter series. Despite its large mintage, the 1979 D quarter holds numismatic interest for collectors due to its place within the long history of the Washington quarter series. Most 1979 D quarters found in circulation today have only face value, 25 cents, due to their abundance and widespread use. However, coins in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can command modest premiums among collectors. At this grade level, the The coin must exhibit sharp details, full luster, and minimal contact marks. A pristine 1979 D Washington quarter can be worth around $2 to $10, depending on the coin's condition, toning, and market demand. Exceptional examples certified by third-party grading services such as PCGS or NGC may bring higher prices, particularly if they display strong strikes or unusual eye appeal. In terms of die varieties and mint errors, the 1979 D quarter is not widely known for major variations, but like all mass-produced coins, some minor minting anomalies can occur. Examples include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, which can slightly next top. The 1980 United States quarter dollar, known to collectors as a Washington quarter, is a coin that represents not only the economic conditions and minting technology of its time, but also the enduring national values and symbolism expressed through American coinage. The P mint mark signifies that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historically significant minting facilities in the United States. This particular coin, struck in 1980, continues the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1980 P issue marks nearly half a century of continuous production of the Washington Quarter design, a design that, despite modernization and later redesigns, remains deeply ingrained in the cultural and economic identity of the United States. The obverse front of the 1980 P quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, an accomplished sculptor and engraver who created the design based on a 1786 bust of Washington by French artist Jean-Antoine Houdon. This image of Washington, composed, dignified, and resolute, was chosen for its lifelike representation and its reflection of the virtues most associated with the first president: courage, leadership, humility, and moral strength. The portrait captures Washington in a classical style, intended to communicate both his humanity and his stature as a foundational figure in American democracy. Encircling the top of the obverse is the word liberty. This single word carries immense weight, representing one of the core ideals upon which the United States was established. The placement of liberty on U.S. coinage is a legal requirement dating back to the Coinage Act of 1792, which established the U.S. Mint and outlined the symbols and inscriptions to appear on the nation's coins. Beyond the legal requirement, however, the presence of the word on every coin is a reminder of the freedoms fought for during the American Revolution and defended throughout the nation's history. In the context of 1980, a time of social change, economic challenges, and shifting national identity, the motto Liberty still carried the timeless message of self-determination and the belief in individual rights. Beneath Washington's chin, on the left side of the obverse, is the phrase, "In God We Trust." This national motto was first used on coins during the 1860s, at a time when the nation was divided by the Civil War. Its inclusion symbolized the country's reliance on divine guidance and faith through periods of trial. In 1956, "In God We Trust" was officially adopted as the United States national motto, and it has appeared consistently on all denominations of coinage since then. On the 1980 P quarter, the phrase is rendered clearly in raised letters, serving both as a reflection of America's spiritual heritage and as a declaration of collective trust in enduring moral principles. To the right of Washington's neck appears the mint mark P, denoting that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Interestingly, before 1980, quarters minted in Philadelphia carried no mint mark. The year 1980 marked the first time the P mint mark was used on circulating U.S. quarters, making this issue historically significant. This small letter, seemingly minor, represented an important shift in U.S. mint policy and numismatic history, helping collectors and economists track production more precisely across the nation's minting facilities. The date, 1980, appears at the bottom of the obverse, indicating the year of issue, a year that saw nearly 635,832,000 quarters produced in Philadelphia, reflecting the vast demand for circulating coinage in the American economy at the time. The reverse back of the 1980 P quarter features the enduring image of the American bald eagle, designed by Flanagan as well. The eagle is depicted with its wings spread wide in a commanding stance of vigilance and power. In its talons, it clutches a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend itself and its freedoms. Beneath the eagle rests an olive branch, the universal emblem of peace, representing the balance between strength and diplomacy that defines the American spirit. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This phrase was first adopted for use on U.S. coinage in the late 18th century and remains one of the most profound expressions of the American ideal, the unity of many states, peoples, and backgrounds forming a single, indivisible nation. The motto reminds all who handle the coin that the strength of the United States lies not in uniformity, but in the cooperation and harmony among its diverse parts. Encircling the top of the reverse are the words United States of America, clearly indicating the nation of origin, while at the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar identifies next top. The 1981p United States quarter dollar, commonly referred to as the Washington quarter, is a coin that reflects both the artistry and the enduring symbolism of American numismatics. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the P mint mark denotes its origin, though it is worth noting that prior to 1980, Philadelphia did not place mint marks on quarters, making the P on the 1981 issue one of the first visible identifiers of that mint. The obverse front of the coin features the iconic bust of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The portrait was originally created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and it has since become one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. The inscriptions on the obverse include Liberty across the top, In God We Trust to the left of Washington's bust, and the mint mark P just behind his ponytail near the lower right. Beneath Washington's profile appears the year 1981, marking the date of minting. On the reverse back side of the 1981p quarter is a proud and intricate image of the American bald eagle, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, a design also by John Flanagan. This imagery symbolizes the balance between war and peace, reflecting America's readiness to defend its liberty, but also its preference for harmony. Above the eagle arches the motto, United States of America, and below it appears E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning, out of many, one. The denomination quarter dollar is engraved at the bottom. The edge of the coin is reeded with 119 tiny grooves, a traditional feature that originated as an anti-counterfeiting measure in the days when coins were made of precious metals. The composition of the 1981p quarter is cupronickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, clad over a pure copper core. This modern clad coinage replaced the 90% silver composition used in quarters before 1965. The total weight of the coin is approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. This composition was selected to provide durability and cost efficiency while maintaining a silver-like appearance. The Philadelphia Mint produced tens of millions of these quarters in 1981, resulting in a circulation issue that remains common in pocket change today. From a numismatic perspective, the 1981p quarter generally holds modest monetary value, as most examples were heavily circulated. In circulated condition, it is typically worth its face value of 25 cents, though uncirculated or mint state, specimens can be worth slightly more to collectors, often in the range of $1 to $5 depending on condition, luster, and strike quality. High-grade examples, particularly those certified MS, 65 or higher, or those with exceptional toning, can be valued higher by dedicated collectors. There are no major known mint errors for the 1981p issue, though varieties such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies can command premium prices if verified by grading services such as PCGS or NGC. The historical context of the 1981 quarter is also worth noting. During the early 1980s, the United States was recovering from economic challenges, including inflation and rising interest rates. Coin production remained strong, with the mint ensuring ample supply for circulation amid a growing economy. The Washington quarter at this time had not yet undergone any design changes since its introduction nearly 50 years earlier, making it a familiar and trusted piece of currency in American hands. It would continue largely unchanged until 1999, when the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program, replacing the eagle reverse with rotating state-themed designs. The phrase, "In God We Trust," prominently displayed on the obverse, has been a constant presence on U.S. coins since the Civil War era. It serves as a testament to the nation's historical faith and unity. Similarly, E pluribus unum represents the founding principle of unity among diversity, a concept deeply embedded in the American ideal. The combination of these inscriptions alongside Washington's profile conveys both moral and civic symbolism, making the quarter not merely a unit of currency, but also a small metallic emblem of American identity. Collectors often appreciate the 1980 1p quarter for its transitional significance, a point where the Philadelphia Mint had only recently begun marking its coins with the P. Its design continuity also appeals to purists who value the long-running Washington motif before its later redesigns. For students of history, the coin offers a tangible connection to early 1980s America, an era of economic shifts, technological change, and renewed patriotism. Even though the 1980 1p Washington quarter is not rare or made of silver, it embodies the everyday story of American money, a reminder that every coin in circulation carries history in the palm of next top. The 1982 D Washington quarter dollar is one of the more interesting coins in modern U.S. numismatics, both because of its production details and its historical context. Minted at the Denver Mint, as denoted by the small d mint mark located to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse front side, this coin carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The word liberty arches across the top, and the motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left of Washington's bust. The date 1982 is found at the bottom of the obverse, marking the year of minting. On the reverse back side, designed by John Flanagan, the central design features a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches below represent the hope for peace. Above the eagle's head appears the inscription, "United States of America," and just below it, the traditional Latin motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many, one." The denomination quarter dollar is engraved along the bottom rim. The 1982 D quarter was struck during an important transition period in American coinage. Unlike many earlier coins, there were no official mint sets or proof sets issued in 1982, which made finding high-quality uncirculated examples much more difficult for collectors. This is one of the main reasons why uncirculated or mint-state examples of the 1982 D quarter command higher interest among numismatists today. The coin itself was struck from the standard copper-nickel-clad composition that had been in use since 1965, after silver was removed from circulating coins due to rising silver prices. This composition consists of an inner core of pure copper, with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to it, giving the coin its distinctive silvery appearance with a faint copper edge visible when viewed from the side. Each quarter has a mass of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a reeded edge containing 119 reeds. Despite the metallic change, the design of the Washington quarter remained the same, honoring the 1932 bicentennial of George Washington's birth, a design so iconic it lasted until the introduction of the 50-state quarters series in 1999. The Denver Mint in 1982 produced approximately 480,042,788 quarters, an enormous mintage, which generally would suggest low collectible value. However, because of the lack of official uncirculated mint sets that year, truly high-grade survivors are scarce. Many of these coins entered immediate circulation and show significant wear, typical of coins that remained in daily use for decades. Mint-state examples, graded MS-65 and higher, are therefore significantly more valuable to collectors than their face value of 25 cents. A sharply struck, lustrous, and uncirculated 1982 D quarter with minimal contact marks can sell for several dollars up to $20 to $50 or more, depending on grade and market demand. In very high grades, such as MS67 or MS68, certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, prices can reach into the hundreds of dollars, largely due to their rarity and the difficulty of finding flawless examples from that year. Collectors also pay special attention to die varieties and minting errors that occurred in 1982. Common anomalies include die cracks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and double die obverse or reverses, though the 1982 D is not especially famous for a major recognized double die. Nonetheless, error coins can increase collector value substantially depending on the severity and eye appeal of the error. Some 1982 D quarters were weakly struck due to worn dies or insufficient pressure, leading to details on Washington's hair or the eagle's feathers appearing soft or flat. Such characteristics, while not necessarily errors, can affect a coin's grade and desirability. Interestingly, since 1982 was also a year of economic strain and inflation in the United States, coinage production was high to meet circulation needs, which partly explains the large mintage and heavy usage of these coins. From a historical perspective, the 1982 D quarter represents an era of American coinage modernization. The early 1980s saw the U.S. Mint moving toward greater cost efficiency, reducing production of collector-only items and focusing on circulation coins. As such, the coins of 1982 and 1983 became somewhat unique because there were no official mint sets released for either year. The only way to obtain uncirculated examples was to acquire them directly from bank rolls or freshly struck batches at the time. Many collectors overlooked this detail, which decades later contributed to their relative scarcity in pristine condition. For many hobbyists, owning a 1982 D Washington quarter is like holding a small piece of 1980s American economic history, a coin that circulated widely during the Reagan administration, when gas prices, inflation, and the tech